Yo, Chill Faded here with a run where we get bank loot and take out somebody with TTV in their name, which always feels good. This run is on the Goblin solo only fighter, so all this gear and stuff is from running only Goblin caves. Mix of greens and blues with an epic weapon. I definitely recommend prioritizing your weapon. Most classes have weapons that aren't that expensive. Army sword is like maybe this one was like 100 or 150 G. And the animation is great for getting headshots. Some of the armor, even though it's blue, it isn't really that great. Like the pants, they have 2 strength. The magical interaction speed is worthless. You could find green pants that are better than that. So gear's okay, not insane, but good enough. So right away here, I hear someone underneath me fighting the mummies. I go down here to check it out. Pop the prop potion. See this pretty kitted looking barb. Immediately smack him in the head twice. He gets retaliation. I poke him in the chest. Starts running away. Figure he's pretty low. He's trying to pot up. Get him with one more slap and he's down. I probably could have popped the E earlier. I should have popped it mid-fight, but I kind of waited too long. Those barbs, man, they have a lot of health. I hit that guy a lot with a pretty good weapon. Hit him in the head a few times too, and he was still going. So that's why you gotta respect them when you get in melee with them, because they just have so much health they can out-trade you. But we get him, check out the loot. Blue felling axe, blue gloves. Blue, 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 lots of flat true damage, physical damage. And already, immediately, I'm thinking like, man, let's get out of here with this loot. Make some money, you know? Kind of surprised to see a barb taking so much flat weapon damage. It scales better for other classes like rogue or ranger. Percent damage is good, and physical power is good with barb. And maybe more economical too, since these pieces can be pretty expensive in ranger or rogue trade. But I heal up, and yeah, at this point I'm already thinking let's just get out of here with this loot. This is sick loot. We've already made more than enough for a single goblin run. While I'm moving around the dungeon, I want to show the skill and perk setup here. Honestly terrible. This was pretty early in the playtest, I think. So I learned a lot and changed a lot later from this. I was using weapon mastery to use a bow, but I think just using a crossbow is better and you can free up a slot. I was trying blocking, so I took counterattack. But if you're going to be blocking a lot, definitely use a heater instead of a round shield. You move a bit faster with the round shield, and they're super cheap, so you can get ones with really, really good stats. But if you're actually going to block a lot, just use the heater shield. And I wasn't doing that here, so that's kind of dumb. Combo attack sounds good. Physical attack power temporarily increases by 10% with each successful melee attack within 3 seconds. So you're like, oh, I'm going to be building up attack, but according to the wiki, it needs 2 hits to proc, and it applies on the 3rd. So if you hit 3 times and you get a 10% increase on the 3rd, you're just getting a 3% increase overall, right? Because you're if you imagine spreading that 10% across all 3, you're, a 3% increase overall. It's pretty weak, so I think I was like taking combo attack all the time, but I don't think it's actually that good in hindsight. And rewatching the fight earlier in this match against the Barb, I only got 1 attack off with combo attack, so I had 4 attacks against him, and a single one had a 10% damage increase. I don't know, it just seems really weak to me. Swift is amazing though, it makes you faster in heavy armor. It's a great perk. Sprint is pretty good, I think. The move speed is nice. Second Wind is good when starting out, but later I started using Taunt, and I think Taunt is just insane. It's reusable, it has a super short cooldown, and it immediately provides benefit by blocking damage. Like sometimes with Second Wind, you could die while you're waiting for the healing, and so you get no benefit from it. And then also Taunt has a quicker animation, I feel like. So when you're able to bring supplies in for healing and you don't need the healing from Second Wind, I feel like Taunt is just superior. Next playtest, I really want to try a build with both Taunt and Barricade because they both increase your defense by 15%, and this is just like a flat addition. Like I had 50% damage reduction already from having a bunch of plate armor, and I would use Taunt and it would go from 50 straight up to 65. So like if you can reach 70% and then use Barricade and Taunt, you will literally reach 100% damage reduction, I believe. I mean, I don't think it has a fall off because when I was using Taunt, I was already at a pretty high armor level and it gave me the full 15, so unless there's a cutoff where it really starts to fall off and you're 100%, I really want to see next playtest if I can reach straight up 100% with like not having totally crazy gear. So we've just been slowly closing in on the circle. I'm just gonna fast forward to this last part because I'm done ranting and raving about theory crafting and perks and skills and stuff. Just healing up, getting the inventory in order, going into this last room that the circle is closing in on. I don't think I ever really saw it close in on just this room any other time. Clearing out some goblins, and then after I get this guy, I see in the distance a little skeleton man running in, a little naked skeleton man, followed by a barb with a protection potion. Barbs are scary, especially if you're a melee class. You know, if you want to get in melee to hit them, that's their wheelhouse, is being in melee. So you immediately give them the advantage if you try and fight in melee. But, you know, fighter, also a melee class, so he's chucking those Francisca axes at me, so he doesn't want to be friends. I think I was kind of talking to him a little bit in voice chat, taunting him a little bit. Got the blue torch, so he's a little bit of a gamer. He's dodging around. I'm pretty terrible with the bow, especially at this point. I'm not too familiar with like the projectile flight path at this point, and he's kind of far away, so he's hard to hit. And then this goblin comes up and pesters me, and I tank the hit like a moron. Tank another hit like a moron. The poison is chunking me down, and the barb is starting to run at me, which is a bit sketchy, but he instead decides to drop down. I stack the two kinds of pots. If you drink two different kinds of pots, you can stack them up. And I'm like, all right, let's go in on this guy while he's getting attacked by the goblin. He does his shout. When the barbarian does their shout, just back off for a little bit. You know, there's no reason to eat that buffed attack. Just let their shout run out. So I do that, but then that goblin is like starting to attack me, so I'm like, I'll run away a little bit. I got the molly in my inventory, so I pull that out, and I honestly troll so hard here. I'm like waiting so long to chuck this, I don't know why. Allow him to get way too close to me. And then I try to block. I was really trying to like get better at blocking at this point. Try it again, but both times I just fully tank the hits. The first one, I really thought I should have blocked. The second one, yeah, not the greatest block. But this is the thing about Barbarian, okay? If you don't want them to hit you, just run away. Literally, just run away. I'm a fighter. I'm wearing full plate except boots. I'm just running away. Kind of trying to be aware of that rogue, but thankfully he's not attacking us. And I'm just running away from this guy, just running around in circles. And he really shouldn't be able to catch me. I don't know if having the potion out slows you down. That was probably pretty bad. I probably should have put it away just in case it does. But I got the sprint to separate. And, you know, at this point, he just gives up. He knows the game, too. He can't catch me, so he just gives up, drops down. And I'm thinking, where's that rogue, man? Got this goblin on me. And then I see in the kill log that the rogue took care of the barbarian for me. So shout out to Nick Baka GTTV, taking care of the filthy barbarians. Start to pot up, and I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't really want to fight this rogue. Like I said, I've just been wanting to get out of here. I see he opens the portal, and I'm like, you know, a lot of times people will open the portal and then just kind of troll for a little bit, and then the moment confrontation happens, they'll jump in. So I'm like, I'll just like take a pot shot at this guy or something. And I'm just doing a little crouch, like, hey, I see you, I see you. I'm like, if I take a pot shot at this guy, he hears me reloading, and we're kind of talking a little bit. I couldn't quite hear what he was saying, but I just wanted to go in the portal. I'm like, come on, bro, I got this loot. Get me out of here. I just want to just go in the portal. Let me take another one. But he's not doing it, so I'm like, whatever. I'll just run down there, and when I run down there, then he'll probably jump in, right? I run down, and I think I heard him stealth or saw him stealth, or I just figured he did. I don't know. I jump down there, start swinging around just in case, you know, he's stealth somewhere. I'm obviously not doing a good job of finding him, but it's like, God, dude, just get in the portal. And he pops out of stealth, starts stabbing me. Boom, boom, just like that. He crumbles right in front of the portal. You know, that's the wheelhouse for a fighter, you know, is being right there. You have so much more health than the rogue. You have more armor. So he can stab me a bunch, and even if he gets the lead on me, if he stays in that melee range and I just get a couple slaps off, hit him in the head, you know, it's GG. And this is painful to watch in hindsight. I really should have been looting the weapons and the gloves. Weapons and gloves can be really expensive. But I was just kind of panicking. You can see the circle was about to fully close, and I was like, oh god, just get me out of here. But painful to watch in hindsight. I was like looting treasures from his inventory when I should have just taken the weapons and the gloves. But we get out with the loot, and it's time to go sell this stuff, man. Starting with the blue 2-all felling axe for 200G. Blue northern fold tunic with a bit of health and weapon damage for a little 380. Blue gloves with 1-all and 3 move speed, 450. True physical damage leather cap, 300 to the rogues. No flat damage boots for 250. And flat damage pants, 350. Crazy agility and 3-all pendant for 500G and 10 candy, so 700G total. Little blue ring for 250. Little green ring for 100. And a nice flat damage blue ring for 300. Altogether, that's 3,280G from one little goblin run where we snuck up on a barbarian and almost died to another barbarian. Big shout out to all the people who have subscribed and been watching the videos. I'm not trying to be like a famous YouTuber or a full-time YouTuber or anything, but just sharing these videos, and it's cool to see people enjoying them and appreciating them. So if you've been liking, subscribing, anything like that, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I was posting every day for like a week or so there, but the playtest has been confirmed and it's pretty far away. There's just no way I'm going to be able to post quality runs every day until then, so I'm going to be slowing down a little bit, probably be more like every other day. But if you want to be seeing more solo Dark and Darker Goblin content, I'm doing some 0 to Hero, some more weird runs where I do goofy stuff like handing out candy. If you want to see that stuff, you can like and subscribe and stick around, show your support. But thanks for watching. I'll see you around.